dim lit chandeliers glow. We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. Let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to Last Call, where we always strive to bring you uplifting, knowledge-increasing, thought-provoking content. Or, barring that, we'll let Aged Boomer do the driving while I get drunk and silly. But seriously, Boomer did have a suggestion for this week, and I wanted to let him have a go at it. Change things up a bit. We're going to give a little history lesson about this day in history, the 30th of January.
Well, it's about time you lads did something sensible and cut out the silliness.
Well, I don't know about all that, Sarah. I'm sure there will be plenty of silliness, especially as I drink. So get comfortable. Top off your glasses, set your Wayback Machines, and we'll roll this Canarble wagon right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken!
The Kraken!
Why is the rum always gone?
He was completely funny in those. I'm sorry. Oh, talking. It's all. I was just saying how I missed the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. They were funny. They were fun, and now we have modern Disney where it's not as much fun, if fun at all.
No, you're absolutely right. Well, I do have to say that the Kraken is not gone. It is right here, thanks to a very generous birthday gift from Tony Roberts over at Analog Toys, who is doing a member stream right now, talking about his recent Rambo toy video. Make sure you check that out. Very, very good stuff over there. Yeah, it's a cracking night. It really is. How about you, Boomer? How you doing? What you sipping on?
I'm doing all right. I got an unsweet tea.
Unsweet tea.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's sweet tea. That's just crazy time. We
It's
can't
just
have none of
crazy.
that now.
You'd rather,
Yeah.
I should probably having a Long Island iced tea after some certain files got released today.
Yeah. That's going to be a lot of stuff to go through. Yeah, that's probably a stream for another night. But
Maybe.
a lot of things to talk about. But it is something that happened on January 30th, right? And Netter.
That's right. That'll be another January 30th thing for the future. Sorry.
Exactly right. Netter, how are you doing? And what are you sipping on?
I am extraordinarily tired for some reason, and I decided to switch it up. And right now, although I'm going to be drinking my water in a bit, I'm drinking a zero sugar Mugs root beer, but this is almost gone, so I'm going to switch to my Polar brand. I forget what flavor I got, blackberry something or other. I'll be switching to that in a bit.
Speaking of being over at the members stream over on Analog Toys, Melinda from Retro Blasting was drinking something that looked blue and creamy, and it kind of looked like the blue bantha milk that I mix up. And I asked what she was drinking, and it's a drink that they called a blue dragon. And when I got the list of ingredients, I was like, ooh, that sounds really, really good. And it sounds like something Netter would like too. So maybe that's what we'll be drinking next week. We'll see.
Okay, you got to get the recipe from Melinda then.
Well, I got the ingredients list from Scuba Pete. And then I asked Grok to, what would be a good recipe. And she put the recipe together. It sounded right. So we're going to give it a try. I've already printed it out and we're ready to go. Do we have any cinnamon syrup? I know I had it on a list for something. I know we have ginger syrup.
I can take a quick look.
Take a look.
And speaking of our AI grokky things,
Mm-hmm.
I think I yelled at our AI too many times to shut up because I'll ask, today, I asked her, what's the current temperature? She tells me at that time, the current temperature is 11 degrees, and then goes on to talk about snow coming in the cold and da-da. I'm like, shut up. I said, did you notice that after you told me the temperature, I stopped listening because I don't need to hear all that? She goes, oh, yeah, I did kind of ramble on a bit. I'll just give you your degrees, and that's it from now on. Wow. So now whenever I ask her something, like I asked her what time it was earlier, she just said the time and shut up. I asked her the degree, she told me the degrees and shut up. It's like, stop giving me stuff I didn't ask for.
Is it snowing right now? Yes.
Exactly.
It reminds me of how back in the 80s there were certain predictors. I remember the animated movie Rock and Rule where the villain Mock is using an AI computer to help him figure out a way to summon a demon from another dimension. Remember he was...
Absolutely. And well, look at Commander Data. The first couple seasons, he used to ramble on, and that's enough, Data. Thank you. It really was. It was like, oh my gosh, AI is actually doing what we saw Data doing back then.
Rambled on with his poetry.
Well, speaking of rambling on, let's quit rambling and get saying hi to all of our friends here. Starting with first, I'm seeing here is Big Al at Big Al Presents, who says, "Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and I hope you have a wonderful show tonight." Well, thank you so much, Big Al of Big Al Presents. You are a wonderful, wonderful partner in this YouTube journey of ours. Netter says, like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment. Only 136 more subscribers needed to become monetized over on this guy's channel. So make sure you're subscribed to Aged Boomer, please.
Thank you.
She says, I'm the love of her life. She says, like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. Gift a membership if you are feeling generous. Of course, that's a wonderful thing. No, huh?
The only cinnamon we have back there is Fireball.
Fireball. Yeah.
Fireball. I know that.
See if you could do a search for a cinnamon syrup See if that's something the Binnies would have or something like that.
Okay.
Welcome, FKHC 2005, also known as Tim. Good to see you, my friend. Tired Midnight Blogger Raid, Curtis Selby. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. And let's see. Yeah. I had a bit of a technical difficulty, and I had to reboot. Thank you very much, Windows. You suck, and it doesn't even feel good. So I super appreciate my my co-pilots starting the stream for me while my computer was down.
Is this the new Windows?
New Windows, same as the old Windows, just taking up more memory.
All I know is the current
Windows 11, right?
I think it's Windows 11, yeah.
Apparently, I'd heard that the current leader of Microsoft was even getting on Bill Gates' nerves because Bill Gates still thinks Windows should be at the center of Microsoft, and this guy doesn't. But anyway.
But welcome, Sir Torrent Clegane, who says, good evening, everyone. Finally have a Saturday off so I could join the stream. I'm so glad you could be here, my friend. It's always good when you guys could be here live, and chit-chat and have drinks with us and get silly. Just did my first watch ever of Beyond Thunderdome. Oh, gosh. So Thunderdome, of course, that's what, the third movie in the Mad Max series. And that's one of those great examples of a film that came out, I guess, in the 80s. The 80s, I'm always talking about how one of the genius marketing things they did with movies in the 80s was they had these soundtracks with pop songs. You'd hear these songs on the radio. They'd be in the top 40 and stuff. And so you'd hear the song. You'd hear it was from Thunderdome. You'd go see Thunderdome. Good movie, good song, whatever.
Like The Power of Love for Back to the Future.
Power of Love. And there was another song that they did, wasn't there, in that one?
A couple, yeah.
Back in Time. Got to get back in time. That was Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah. What was Power of Love? Rick Springfield?
No, Power of Love was Huey Lewis in the News as well.
Never mind.
And in fact, when he goes to do his not interview, what do they call it? Audition for the talent show, the teacher or whomever who was in charge of it was Huey Lewis, and he's like, "Oh, that's too loud. No, we don't like that." It which was very funny. And of course, in his room, he's got Huey Lewis in the News poster. So there's all that cross pollination. People, like the movie. They like, they went hand in hand. We might have to do a stream specifically about movies with pop song soundtracks.
That's an idea.
We should think about that.
Do that next week if you want. It's an idea.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
Think about it.
And I'm glad it came up while I'm still sober enough. Yeah, still sober enough to remember.
You could do 5 each or something. Yeah.
Let's see who else we got. I'm sorry, I'm kind of falling way behind here. Sure. My people, says Enigma Severus, just got back from Shelter and put up my review. Must be a movie. How are we doing tonight? What you sipping on? Well, you guys know I'm sipping on Kraken and unsweet tea and root beer. And everyone in the chat should let us know what you're having. Like Tired Midnight Blogger is having a twisted tea. Let's see what else. I was sipping on sparkling water from Sam's Club. It's Scuba Steve. Okay. And Nate, Geek Flag with Nate knows. Like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. And if you were going to give a super chat of $5 or more, $5 or more, or $6, why not give a membership instead and make our family grow? See, he throws that in there because he knows, I've kind of memorized it. He wants to see if I'm actually paying attention. Except AI can actually use contractions where data could not. I see what you did there. I never understood that. That was more of a narrative thing. I feel like it was intentional. Especially when it came time to introduce lore so that you could tell the difference between the two, Welcome, Outlaw Bill. Good to see you, my friend, and welcome back to membership. You were gifted a membership this afternoon. Let's
Laura's
see here.
nuts.
Yes, he was.
Oh, he was beyond nuts.
Plus,
He had
And-
good bolts too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Friday. Daniel Barry's Sports Highlights. Great channel. You should check it out. Windows 11 is always having updates. Yeah, no kidding. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. The Thunderdome, exactly. Da Vinci Gourmet Classic Cinnamon Syrup from Amazon. See that, Netter? If you don't find anything else, you want to add that to our Amazon list. If that's an affiliate list for Big Al, let's make sure he gets the credit for it. I don't think it is, but just saying if it is. Don't take money. Don't take fame. Don't need no credit card to ride this train. That's right. Teflon and diamonds and stronger than steel. I'm going to get demonetized. I think I'm going to get demonetized probably just for bad singing, not necessarily for any kind of copyright violation. Not just pop songs, rock and heavy metal songs. Well, yeah, I meant popular in that they were being played on the radio, so that you had this cross pollination. It almost goes back to, and make sure we get the first one on there is heavy metal. Heavy metal has a great soundtrack.
Yes.
And I don't think it starts there, but it was one of them.
Yeah, I can make that one of mine. Sounds like an idea.
Absolutely.
I'm very familiar with that soundtrack, so maybe I'll do it was mine.
Yeah, 80s soundtracks of movies became the soundtrack of our lives, like you would not believe. Some of the soundtracks for me, I really got into those soundtracks. Some of the songs that weren't even released. I've talked about, we're almost getting into it now, aren't we? What's it called? The one with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. Oh gosh, guys, help me out here. What was the name of that movie? There was 2 movies actually. Eddie
and the Cruisers.
Eddie and the Cruisers. That's what it was.
Yes.
I had all 3 albums. Yes, there were 3 albums. There was the soundtrack from the first movie, the soundtrack from the second movie, and then the unreleased tapes, which was really just new takes and live cuts of some of the songs from the first 2 albums with some of the dialogue from the movies interspersed in. It was actually pretty cool. But I had all of those. About Last Night. About Last Night has a wonderful soundtrack. St. Elmo's Fire. Again, that entire soundtrack. What was the Rick Springfield one? Was it Hard to Hold? I think it was Hard to Hold. Oh gosh, God. I'm looking forward now to next week already.
Yeah. We could probably do. Yeah. Have some fun.
Penny J is in my ear and in my eyes. Literally in my ear right here. Popped in to like before bed. Good night. Take care. Have a good one. So glad you did stop in to say hi. Save it for next Friday, Troy. Where is that? Ski flag with Nate knows. Yes, I'll save it for next week. Absolutely. You're right. And of course, Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube, and Fluff Chick Productions. Thank you to the membership gifter. That was either Nate, or that was more likely than not, it was Wilkie's Movies and Music, who gifted 5 this afternoon. So
Okay.
If I could afford the monthly membership, I would always be a member here. For that, I am truly sorry. I can't be a Solid Oak member here, but you are. See, it's not just about monetization, right? It's not about supporting me monetarily. When you like, when you subscribe, when you hit that thumbs up, when you subscribe to this derelict over here, all of these things, together we grow. It all matters, and definitely encourages me. And salute to you, Deleted Scenes, who just got here. Good to see you. You just got here just in time, as I am about to bring up the presentation that Aged Boomer put together on 1/30/26, marking the first event of January 30th we'll be talking about. That's the day that Aged Boomer put together a slideshow for this stream.
Now, yes, I had this idea because there's this book. It's called. Hold on, let me grab it. Okay, Chase's Calendar of Events, and
Cool.
you can usually find this in the reference section of your local public library. Okay,
Like the one that you happen to frequent.
perhaps.
Yes.
And yeah, and maybe I somehow got my hand on last year's copy because
There you go.
it's not
And
up to date anymore. But maybe I just kind of
Geek
got my
Flag
hands
with
on
Nate
one, not from the
Knowles.
library. I would never do that.
Geek Flag with Nate Knows says today is my oldest son's 22nd birthday, so there's another January 30th event.
Well, it's funny you should mention birthdays, Geek Flag, because that's going to be our first category tonight. Birthdays.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear famous people like Christian Bale, who was Batman.
No. He's like, I'm Batman. Like,
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
That's one thing I'll say about the Ben Affleck Batman that followed that up. Instead of him like distorting his voice, like physically, they just had some kind of voice distorter built into the suit.
That does make perfect sense. It really does. I laugh and Netter laughs too, because one of the channels that we follow is Casually Comics, and Sasha over there, when she does, like, she reads a little excerpt of a comic, she likes to do voices. And what's really funny is when she does Peter Parker and Robin, she does a voice like this, so it sounds like a little boy, right? And when she does Batman, she talks like this. But lately, she's been getting her husband to come in and do Batman's voice.
I see.
And it's actually really good to hear the two of them together, especially when there's like some romantic banter. It's like, oh, that's pretty good, you guys.
Like if she's like Catwoman and he's Batman.
And they've done that. Yeah. Good stuff.
I understand with him and Nolan, we're probably going to go for it because on Batman the Animated Series, Kevin Conroy had his Bruce Wayne voice and he had his Batman voice. And they were both his voices, but they were both kind of distinct. Bruce Wayne's was lighter. But the trouble is, I think with Christian Bale is his Bruce Wayne is his normal voice, and then for Batman he went deeper, whereas I think with Kevin Conroy he had his normal deep voice, and then he lightened it for Bruce Wayne. Do you understand?
Yes.
And it was just it's anyway,
well,
I still like
think about it. Go back to the old Fleischer cartoons, and more importantly, the Superman radio dramas. This looks like a job for Superman, and that was necessary because you did not have the visual of Clark Kent turning into Superman. You needed to hear it in the voice.
Well, even when you look at Christopher Reeve when he did Superman, how the way he talked as Clark Kent was very different than how he talked as Superman.
Yes, he did.
He's like, well, really, Lois, I think
I love that bit where he's like, Lois, something I need to tell you. I'm really. I mean, I was really nervous about tonight, and it's like, oh my gosh, and that is the scene. That is the scene where he's got the glasses on, and then he puts the glasses on, and his whole demeanor changes, and you're like, yeah, it's not just the glasses. I get why people don't see Clark Kent.
The other thing is, when he was as Clark, in that particular scene, it's like he says, Lois, I got something to tell you. He takes off the glasses, and he straightens up to his full
height. Exactly.
And as Clark, he slunches down a bit.
Exactly. And what you don't see in that scene, and I only actually ever noticed it when I started doing my custom Mego heads, because I've got one for Clark Kent, one for Superman. the part is on different sides. So presumably, as he goes into that revolving door to change into Superman, he's not just changing into Superman, he's combing his hair to part it on the other side. Yeah, I mean, seriously, that actually makes a difference. And when you see it, you're like, yeah. And not only that, but I mean, as Superman, it's got the wave, it's got the curl in the front, whereas it's parted on the other side and more slicked back as Clark Kent.
Yes.
And that really does change the way you look. It changes your overall face.
Well, the other thing is, if you, because he's got a lot of pomade in that hair, it's like, oh my gosh, it's a grease slick.
True.
But if you took his Clark Kent hair, which is slicked back smooth,
right,
and then you part it to the other side, it's gonna wave forward. It's gonna wave back on itself.
That's an excellent point. Speaking of that, what's his name? Dean Cain. He actually reversed it. When he reversed what they did in the comics. In the comics during the John Byrne era, Clark Kent wore like a slicked back hair for Clark Kent, and of course all flowy for Superman. And Dean Cain reversed it. He had the stylized hair as Clark Kent and then slicked back for Superman. The reason being, most of the show he was Clark Kent. It was Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman.
Right.
Superman was a small part of the overall story, which I thought was very clever because narratively speaking too, it was about him as Clark Kent because Clark Kent is who he was. Superman was what he could do.
Exactly.
But I don't think they ever really, and that doesn't apply to Batman, does it? Batman is who he is.
Yes.
And Bruce Wayne is more of an affectation he puts on.
Yes.
Because let's face it, when there's no one else around but Alfred, he's Batman. He's walking around without a cape and cowl, and he's Batman. But then when the cameras are on him and there's people around, he's the philanthropist playboy.
Well, it's funny. There was an episode of Batman Beyond where the supervillain of the week was trying to get Bruce Wayne. He kept saying, Bruce, it's time to end it all. Like trying to coax him into jumping out a window, like a 10-story window and stuff. And Bruce said, but I knew it wasn't, I knew it was fake. Deep down, I knew it was fake because I never refer to myself as Bruce. I refer to myself as Batman in my head. That's
a great point. That's a great point. Sir Torrance says, oh my God, it's a grease slick. So Superman's Italian. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Well, he's technically Kryptonian, but the closest human nationality, absolutely Italian. Absolutely.
By the way, did you know who else's birthday was today? But since he passed away last year, I didn't include him. Was Gene Hackman, also born on January 30th.
Wow.
Yes, so there's the Superman tie-in right there.
So Lex Luthor's birthday, yeah.
But I didn't include
the greatest criminal mind of this or any age.
Should I move on?
Yeah, go ahead, sure.
Okay, who else? We have Dick Cheney, the former vice president.
Yeah, I want to go back to Batman. Batman, because Bruce Wayne died in the alley with his parents. That is a great, great way of looking at it, Nate. Yes.
Anyway,
I wouldn't be surprised if that Dick Cheney is...
Move on from Dick Cheney.
Well, he's a dick. Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if you want to move Netter into the bottom left corner since the picture's all.
Because otherwise it's covered. Well, no, I didn't want to cover up your attribution there.
There we go. There we go.
You
can leave me in the corner there. There we go.
There you go.
All right, moving on from
Netter in a corner.
Okay, Phil Collins' birthday is today.
So take me home, Studio.
Well, he looks old.
Yeah.
Well, I try to pick more recent pictures, but
no, that's fair. That's fair.
Let
me tell you, I am. As time goes by and I learn more and more about some of these musical artists, I gain so much respect for them. I had no idea. He started out really as a drummer, not as a lead vocalist.
I'm starting a lot more respect for some of the musical artists than the actors actually out there. The Hollywood actors,
absolutely.
yes.
Well, because the talent required is so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody, speaks to the drum solo in The Air Tonight. That's Phil Collins. That's all him.
Yeah.
And it's not just the drums, but it's the sound mixing. That I don't know how much of that was him and how much of it was a tech guy in the studio, but it's like lightning in a bottle, I swear.
Yeah. But moving over.
Yeah, speaking of nobody puts an editor in a corner, are we going to be talking about a sequel to Dirty Dancing real soon? Do we have an article about that for Sunday?
I didn't know there was going to be a sequel, but I can find one for you. We got to talk about that.
Probably. Yeah, look for that because I heard about it. Yeah.
Olivia Colman.
Why does she look so familiar?
I don't know. See, she's one of these actors who I say has been in stuff. Olivia Colman. She wasn't in Iron Man 3, was she? Hold on.
She looks a lot like what's that actress from
She was in The Iron Lady.
Oh, she's a British actress. Okay.
Oh, that's about Margaret Thatcher.
Bella Bertinelli, or the one that played her sister, or the one that played her mom?
The one that played her sister.
Mackenzie
Phillips. Yeah, she does look like Mackenzie Phillips there, yeah.
But she didn't play Margaret Thatcher in the movie. That was Meryl Streep. Okay, never mind.
Not only do not all movies need a sequel, Nate, some of them, when you think about it, are going to be freaking depressing. What the hell kind of a sequel are you going to do to Dirty Dancing when Patrick Swayze's dead? For crying out loud.
It'd make more sense just to reboot.
Baby Goes to His Funeral? Is that, the movie that we're going to...
No. They had a baby. She got pregnant by him. Secretly.
God,
it's his son. She's taught him all about the dance.
Phil Collins did not have to go all in like he did for that movie, and it was fantastic. Yeah, that's true. For a Disney film...
Oh, yeah.
As a movie overall, Tarzan was okay. Phil Collins blew it out with the soundtrack.
He took that very seriously, yes.
Imagine if when Bruce's parents were shot, he ran and found himself in an unused subway station inhabited by an ancient wizard. There was a sequel to Dirty Dancing. It had no original cast members. That's right. There was. It was like the next group of dancers at that club that nobody gave a crap about. Yeah, that's why I forgot about it. According to Molly Ringwald, I'm a fascist and I've committed many treasons and I should be locked up.
Does she even live in the United States anymore?
I don't know. Most of these celebutards, I don't care what their opinion is. Charles S. Dutton, he looks familiar too.
I believe he was on the show Rock. Do you remember Rock?
Oh, vaguely. I don't think I watched that.
He's been in a lot of other stuff too, but that's the one I remember.
He was an alien.
Guy. He was in Alien 3. He was
was he one of the Marines?
No, in Alien 3 he was one of the prisoners, but they were
Oh, right.
But they were I guess they were I don't know if he was like the preacher there, like they were all Christian there because that was how they were getting through living on this harsh world.
Yeah. It wasn't a sequel, it was a remake. I'm sorry, what I was thinking of, they made a series. They made a TV series. Yeah.
He was making a point like he says the word shit and he says, "Oh, you shouldn't say that. Saying the word shit's not against God." Okay, that's why he made that.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. Moving on to Vanessa Redgrave.
Oh, Vanessa Redgrave. Yes. Oh,
it's her birthday today, huh?
Yeah.
She was in Camelot. Sort of married to Franco Nero, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had a ceremony and everything. I don't think they're officially married on paper, but they had a ceremony. I mean, maybe they are officially married now. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Franco Nero, great Italian actor.
So she's got good taste. She married me.
Yes.
She had her famous sister, Lynn Redgrave.
Lynn Redgrave, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
They look a lot alike too. Yeah.
Well, they're sisters.
Well,
so.
I suppose you're right.
Jodie Watley, singer. Chicago native. I thought you might know a
Yes,
bit
she
about her.
is.
Yes, her birthday today as well.
I mean, yeah, beautiful, beautiful woman.
Yeah.
I've listened to some of her music. Not like a huge fan. I don't have like a
Right,
bunch of her albums
right.
or whatever. But yeah.
Okay, so those are our
Absolutely.
birthdays for today, and now we go into history. Well, I
Yeah,
guess
let's
these sort of a history. They were born in the past, so
absolutely.
anniversaries. That's what I call this.
Anniversaries.
Well, anniversaries of historical events. That's sort of what this is. So let's
Sure,
move
sure, sure.
on to, and I'm probably going to ask you to move Netter again. I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm going to read the text anyway. Final Beatles concert. There we go. That's fine. Better.
Oh, right. Because Yoko Ono kind of broke them up. So
I'm not getting into that here. I'm just. This is what happened on January 30th, 1969. The Beatles performed a concert from the rooftop of their Apple Corps headquarters at 3 Savile Row in central London's office and fashion
that's
district.
right.
Joined by guest keyboardist Billy Preston, the band played a 42-minute set before the Metropolitan Police arrived and ordered them to reduce the value. Ordered them to reduce the volume. And I
Right.
expected one of those. They were probably Bobby cops, and they came over and says, "What's all this then?" Right?
What's all this then?
Yes. Okay. It was the final public.
Drop it down below 11, please.
Yes. Of course. It was the final public performance of their career. They performed nine takes of 5 new songs as crowds of onlookers, many on lunch breaks, congregated in the streets and on the rooftops of nearby buildings to listen. The concert ended with "Get Back" and John Lennon joking, "I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the group and ourselves, and I hope we've passed the audition." Oh, that's kind of funny.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah, they released the album, I think, not long after, but then they broke up because Lennon went to go do a solo career. So they never actually had a tour where they did their last album. Right?
You got a permit for that rooftop concert?
I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny. But let me get back over to you. Hold on.
Get back to where you once belonged. Yeah, please.
So I don't know. So that's an anniversary today of that.
Oh,
Bloody
Sunday.
Yikes.
That's right.
This is not nice stuff here tonight.
No, history tends not to be filled with good stuff.
By the way, I snagged all this from Wikipedia, so hopefully it's accurate.
That's broad strokes. I'm sure an event that happened on a day. I'm sure Wikipedia can manage that at least.
Bloody Sunday, or the Bogside Massacre, was a massacre on 30th January 1972 when British soldiers shot 26 unarmed civilians during a protest march in the Bogside area of Derry in Northern Ireland. 13 men were killed outright, and the death of another man 4 months later had been attributed to his gunshot injuries. Many of the victims were shot while fleeing from the soldiers, and some were shot trying to help the wounded. Other protesters were injured by shrapnel, rubber bullets, or batons. 2 were run down by British Army vehicles, and some were beaten. All of those shot were Catholics. The march had been organized by the Northern Ireland Civil Rights Association (NICRA) to protest against internment without trial. The soldiers were from the 1st Battalion of the Parachute Regime, IPARA, the same battalion implicated in the Ballymurphy massacre several months before. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up in the 80s, and I knew about the tensions in Northern Ireland. This was always a thing in movies, right?
Yep.
It's kind of complicated for myself because I have both English and Irish blood in me. So it's like, yes, there you go. Yeah. So horrible event that happened here, though, and I think things have simmered down, but I don't live there right now.
It's interesting because when you look at the history of Ireland and Scotland, this whole idea that it's just England, go F yourself. Just because you live next door doesn't mean you get to own us.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think tensions came down during the 90s, if I remember, because of course you had the IRA doing their terrorist stuff too, and it was just a big thing. But anyway, so that was it. I'm going through these too fast, man. We're going to run out of stuff to talk about. Anything left to say about this? I can move on if you'd like.
I have my opinions, but let's not go too political.
There we go. Yeah, that's the problem with tonight's things. It's all like, is there anything light? Well, the lights are going to be the days. Execution of Charles the First.
Yes. And look, if you're gonna execute Charles's, no, I'm not gonna go there, but.
Oh, dude. Okay. Charles I, King of England, Scotland, and Ireland. See, that's where it started. Okay, was publicly executed on the 30th January 1649 outside the banqueting house on Whitehall, London. The execution was the culmination of political and military conflicts between the royalists and the parliamentarians in England during the English Civil War, leading to Charles's capture and his trial. On the 27th of January 1649, the parliamentarian High Court of Justice had declared Charles guilty of attempting to, quote-unquote, uphold him in himself an unlimited and tyrannical power to rule according to his will and to overthrow the rights and liberties of the people, and sentence him to death by beheading.
Yeah.
Yikes. Now, was he going against that whole Magna Carta stuff? Is that what the argument was? I mean, I'm speaking out of ignorance.
There was. So you have to understand, the parliamentarians were. You could almost think of them as Republicans, right? They were trying to move away from absolute dictatorial rule of a monarch, and trying to get more to the more, I don't want to say democratic, but the more rule of the many, the many elites, not the single elite. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Let's be honest here, right? We're talking about barons and landowners and stuff, the wealthy hoity-toity of England that want to assert their say over what the king has to say, and they've come to a good balance there. There's still question about how much authority the king has, and since he doesn't use it, it tends to not ever get tested. So
I hate to say it, now might be the time.
Yeah, no, but he's not the one you want testing it, because
not the current one, no.
F that guy, but and boy, if you want to get really grim about this, you start talking beheading. What's the cause of death? Well, the death is caused by beheading, right? But what actually causes death when you lose your head? It's not asphyxiation.
Lack of oxygen.
Usually not. No, it's probably not, because that would take 3 minutes.
Okay.
It's probably not blood loss, but blood loss plays a role in it. There's no way to know for certain, but most likely beheading results in death by shock. You go into shock and you
because your head rolls and looks up and you see your headless body. You're like, oh, no.
Not emotional shock, but yes, blood loss plays into it. The extremely brutal nerve damage results in shock that immediately shuts down consciousness for most people. It's possible that not everybody loses consciousness due to shock, which is horrific to think about.
Do they use picturing somebody being beheaded and goes, "Oh crap"?
They have done experiments, mostly in France, with when they were doing a lot of beheadings, saying for the purpose of science, can you, try to blink, and try to, and there are some very scary stories about that.
What I'm curious, was this by guillotine or is
this
by
guillotine?
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I think, to be fair, I know we think it's horrible, but it was actually, I think, supposed to be a more humane way of
executing. They thought it was. They thought it was instantaneous death.
Yes.
And for the most part, it probably is. Like I said, if you go into shock immediately, you lose consciousness. That doesn't mean the brain dies immediately, but if you lose consciousness, effectively you don't wake up, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I know in the past they would use you'd have the dude coming out there with the hood, and he'd have the axe. I, I keep wondering if the executioners had a union, they would have tried fighting against the guillotine, right? Because then that now you can't use the axe anymore. That's like job security, right?
Well, there's
Sorry.
that. There's also a lot of talk about nobles trying to be as nice as they could to the executioner in the hopes that they would make it as
yeah.
clean and swift a death as possible.
Yes, because you got that
Sometimes they had to
axe.
hit more than once.
Huh?
Because sometimes they had to hit more than once because it didn't go through.
No.
Yeah.
Well, so
Exactly.
the idea was you pay them and they'll try to make it a clean cut. It's once instead of having to hack the neck.
The greatest tragedy there is that, let's face it, the executioner was a human being too, and they had opinions, and many of them oftentimes were loyal to the monarch or
Yeah.
royal individual that they had to dispatch, and did not want to do it. So it oftentimes required a certain amount of reassurance from the victim, saying, just do it. Do it as quick and clean as possible. That's the best way you could, serve me.
It reminds me of that HBO show Rome, when one of the characters in that was sent to basically execute Cicero.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Cicero held anything personal against the Roman soldier coming to kill him, because they're like, someone is going to do it. It's like, it was like that. Yeah.
I'll do you one better than this, Curtis. The neck is a lot harder to hit than you might think. That's a great point. But when you're talking about the guillotine, the engineering is a lot more challenging than you might think.
Interesting.
I've seen videos about engineers trying to reconstruct guillotines, and of course they're just chopping watermelons and stuff like that, and they're just showing the dynamics of it, and sometimes not getting all the way through the melon or the pumpkin or whatever it is. That degree of the angle of that blade, very specific. It's very specific. If it's too steep either way, it's not going to be as effective. It's mind-boggling. Yes, it also does need to be very, very sharp, and it needs to glide smooth.
Yeah.
If there's any hiccup along the way, horror stories.
Well, on that happy note, anyway.
One last thing about beheading by guillotine.
Yes.
The last execution by guillotine in France was recorded on film, and it's public domain video that's probably available on the internet somewhere.
Well, if the beheading goes badly, it's not like the victim's going to complain.
Depends. If it doesn't cut through the larynx, they might be screaming.
Oh, this is okay. Anyway, Cromwell takes over after this, correct?
Oh God, yes.
But here's what I didn't understand when I heard about this. I thought that this was a fight between, like, I guess Cromwell would be what you call a Puritan, right?
Yep. It was.
And what was Charles I, Church of England at that point?
Yep, the Anglican Church versus the Catholic Church. Yes.
Yeah. Well, but Cromwell was Puritan. That wasn't Catholic. That was something else, right? Was that Well, I don't know if that's Methodist.
You could say it's Protestant, but it's hard line,
like
hard
more in
line
line with what came before, probably. Okay. It's a Christianity is very, very complicated. Anyway,
yeah. Cromwell takes over and immediately stars Ireland. Yeah, that's kind of true in the simplest terms. You're right.
Yeah, well, then they introduced
because Ireland can't catch a break. Yeah, so much for the luck of the Irish, right?
I remembered the guy on Homicide, played by Richard Belzer Munch, and he was like, You know, the Irish are always starving. You're on an island. Go fish. It's like you're just being picky eaters. And it's like, I'm sure it was more complicated than that.
Yes.
Much.
Yes, it is. Yeah, no, when you really dig into that whole potato famine thing, too, and you
Staple.
understand why they were growing potatoes exclusively, there's a lot more to it than
Staple
that.
of the Irish diet. I guess kind of like what rice would be like in China. Yeah.
Well, because they didn't have a choice in the matter.
Right.
There were a lot of laws and politics involved in why they were growing just potatoes. You know, we're at a point where maybe we should cut for a commercial break and then
let's do that.
Then come back. That gives me a chance to. I'm running dry here. I'm almost broken, so I need to.
Let's do the commercials and I'll go to the slide. Here we go.
We'll be back in just under about 2.5 minutes. We'll be right back.
Another happy story.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
You are watching Last Call, streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us.
This week, on Saturday night, at the movies, a demon raised from infancy after being conjured by and rescued from the Nazis grows up to become a defender against the forces of darkness. Ron Perlman, Doug Jones, and Selma Blair star in the 2004 comic book adaptation by Guillermo del Toro, Hellboy, this Saturday on Big Al Presents Films with Friends, 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
In a world where nearly all the entertainment is remakes, reboots, and rehashes of older properties, maybe it's worth it to get some commentary from people who experienced it all when it was novel and fresh. Catch Boomer and Pacelli on Geeky Geezers every Sunday night at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
This week on Live from Sparkwood and 21, the Superfans are presenting the final part of Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, Teresa Banks, and The Last Days of Laura Palmer, the fan edit of Fire Walk with Me and the Missing Pieces. Join us to watch live off-platform and hear the commentary on deleted scenes and affiliates, Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
After a 4-month absence, Sherlock Holmes returns to Baker Street following an important assignment for the French government, recovering the Mona Lisa stolen from the Louvre, and several attempts on his life by the crime's perpetrator, Professor Moriarty. Ultimately, will Holmes survive? The final problem? Find out on Last Call Presents The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, this Tuesday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Did you top off your glasses? We now return to Last Call.
So, why is the rum always gone? Absolutely.
Bring up the next comment.
Curtis says, Sophia, I love you. Have my babies. If she had your babies,
Wait.
They would be demon seeds.
No. Can I make a point? I had this image of Sophia giving birth, and then the doctor delivers it, and it's a speak and spell from the 80s. I'm sorry.
A microchip.
Wow. I mean, I always wanted to watch Hellboy. Well, you can watch it tomorrow night. Absolutely.
Hellboy is a great movie. At the time I saw it, thought it was the best Ghostbusters sequel we could have hoped for.
Selma Blair is also very underrated.
I like her a lot. I'm mad we didn't get a part 3. I know Guillermo del Toro had plans for a part 3, and then I don't know what happened there. I don't know if Universal chickened out after Hellboy 2, but then they still. Well, I guess another studio got the rights to it and did their own thing, and I haven't seen the new one, The Crooked Man, which I think was better than that other one they did, but I can't speak to it. But it's not really part of the Guillermo del Toro Hellboys.
Geek Flag with Nate No says we'll be right back in 2 and 2. Was that? Oh, who was that? That was one of the game shows, right? Was that? I forget.
Let's make a deal.
Could be. We'll be right back in 2 and 2. Exactly. But, that was 2 minutes, 2 seconds. And my promos run closer to 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes, depending on how many promos I have. There's Gorilla's Random Thoughts. He says, blah. Well, I'm back home. I went from sunny and 85 to tens, and I started bitching like these Southerners. Yeah, there you go. Or is that 105? No, that's tens.
Oh, honey, didn't you know hell froze over?
Yeah. That's how you know that the Eagles are getting back together. When hell freezes over. Crooked Man was better than David Harbour version, in my opinion. Fair enough. Well, she has been hanging out with AI Nate. She might just give birth to a black bear. Oh, damn! Oh, dude, you win the stream for the night, Nate. That is just, that's friggin' classic. Blackberry.
Funny. That makes funny.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Tell me about this little Indian pervert.
Well, I don't know that he's a pervert.
He liked to lie in bed with little girls.
Okay, well, this is all news to me. I don't know much about Gandhi. I know Ben Kingsley played him in a movie, which I have yet to see.
That was a good movie, though. Yeah, that was.
Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated on the 30th of January, 1948, at the age of 78 in the compound of the Birla House, now Gandhi Smriti, a large mansion in central New Delhi. His assassin was Nathuram Godse from Pune, Maharashtra, a right-wing Hindu nationalist with a history of association with the Rashtriya Swayam Zivek Sangh.
It was a religiously
Why
motivated.
don't they just come right out and say he was on Epstein's list?
well, here I always notice too. There's always this word right wing shows up here. This guy's right wing. I'm thinking politics in India are not politics in the United States or even in European countries. These things manifest differently. So I don't know. I feel like this is a broad brush painting, but again, I don't know the historic. I just threw it in there because it seemed like a significant event.
It really was. Yeah. In fact, as I was getting ready for the stream and looking for artwork and stuff like that for January 30th, this was the one that kept coming up. In fact, January 30th, partly because of Gandhi's assassination, is known as Martyrs' Day.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there were plenty of martyrs before him. But, yeah.
True. I'm sure there were other people that were assassinated on January 30th, I suppose.
Yes. In fact, one of our...
Let's face it, you have a 1 in 365 chance of being killed on any given day. So there you go.
I think, was it Frederick Douglass who called Lincoln our first martyr president, actually?
Interesting.
That he was our first martyr president.
Interesting. Yeah.
But, moving on to
the Ted offensive.
Oh boy.
So I did start out the stream saying that I had come over here from the live stream, the member stream over on Analog Toys, where he's talking about Rambo and Rambo toys and so forth. And I said, yep, the Tet Offensive, Vietnam. If it weren't for Vietnam, we wouldn't have Rambo.
So the Tet Offensive was a major escalation and one of the largest military campaigns of the Vietnam War. The North Vietnamese People's Army of Vietnam, PAVN, and its Viet Cong launched a surprise attack on the 30th and 31st of January 1968 against the forces of the South Vietnamese Army of the Republic of Vietnam, the United States Armed Forces, and their allies. The offensive launched surprise attacks against military and civilian command and control centers throughout South Vietnam. The name is the truncated version of the Lunar New Year festival name in Vietnamese, Tet Nguyen Dan, a holiday period when most ARVN personnel were on leave. The purpose of the wide-scale offensive by the Le Duan's Politburo was to trigger a political instability and a belief that a mass armed assault on urban centers would trigger defections and uprisings.
So this is this kind of speaks to the entire problem with Vietnam and Korea and so many of the proxy wars, because let's face it, Korea and Vietnam, we were boots on the ground for those.
But we're supporting our quote unquote allies in this, South Korea.
Exactly. And you got to question why, in what way are they our allies? In what way are they worth the blood of our boys? Back then it was boys. It was,
right.
Just saying. And a generation, really. And this was a big reason for the counterculture movement of the 60s. Look, the hippies were a problem, and they led to the blue-haired weirdos we have today. But I certainly understand their stance on war, especially these wars. What are we gaining? Look, during the 80s, right? Desert Storm, no blood for oil, no blood for oil. Well, at least if that was the case, which I'm not sure it was, you could argue it was in our best interests, right? There was a financial gain to be had. That's not true. We didn't gain any oil out of it. So it was more for nothing, right? And all of these wars were too. What are we doing here? We're trying to prevent the spread of communism. Why do we care? Let them become communist. Let them learn what it means to be communist. It doesn't matter to us. Worry about us not becoming communist. That's what you should be doing. And we have not learned that lesson yet. American interventionism has not changed from the playbook of Vietnam.
Well, we think that everybody in the world wants to be like us.
Who cares? If they want to be like us, they can apply for statehood. We have it built into our Constitution. If they're not willing to do that, we'll be happy to be a trade partner with you.
Actually,
it's that line in
there are certain people in the United States who think that other countries want to be like us, and it's like, no, they really don't.
But I agree with you, but it kind of doesn't matter. If they want to be American, if they want to be like American, they can become a state of our union. They absolutely can do that.
As long as they don't rip off the taxpayer. I'm sorry.
And if not, we're happy to be a trade partner with you. That's fine. I'm happy to support various provinces of Canada declaring independence, and they don't have to become a state. They can just become our trade partners, and we'll be very happy to consider them allies.
So I remember there was that line in what was it, Full Metal Jacket, where the drill instructor's like, inside every Vietnamese is an American screaming to come out. Remember that? He said. So I guess that
yeah.
I don't know if he believed that or not, but that's what
and
he
I
said.
Bet there's a lot of Vietnamese going, no, we're fighting for our own independence from both of y'all, both Russia, both the communists and the Americans. Seriously.
Do you have a favorite Vietnam movie?
I don't know.
We may watch. Well, Full Metal Jacket's just going to tell you the horrors of the war. It's not going to really tell you much about the socio-political elements. But if you want, we can watch it, and I can tell you all about the socio-political.
No, you wouldn't let me watch it because you said Vincent D'Onofrio's in there, and it's really graphic.
It's pretty damn graphic. But to be honest with you,
it's one of his best performances.
It is too. We've seen some pretty grisly stuff since then, so I might have to revisit that thought.
And
Yeah,
then there's Platoon is my favorite.
yeah, yeah.
The Oliver Stone originally one with Charlie Sheen in
Yep.
the lead.
Very well made movie.
Another one, Keith David, big fan of him. He's in it too, and Tom Berenger and William Dafoe, both in that as well. And it's
I
funny.
like Tom Berenger.
You know what's interesting? In that movie, Oliver Stone said he was casting Berenger and Dafoe against type because usually Berenger would play the hero, Dafoe would play the villain. He says,
You're
"No,
right.
I'm gonna make Dafoe the good command, the good CEO. We're gonna make Berenger the bad CEO."
Yeah,
And that
yeah, yeah.
he wanted to go against
What was
people
that movie
expect.
Tom Berenger was in where he plays the school teacher in
The Substitute.
The Substitute. That's a great movie.
Never that.
Great
Yeah,
movie.
I like that movie a lot.
I also love Tom Berenger's role in Eddie and the Cruisers.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
kind of
that's
told
right.
from his point of view. Yeah.
No, he's a good actor. He's a very underrated actor, actually. Yeah, I've liked him in everything I've seen him in. I think, yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
All right, so that's the Ted Offensive. Now we're gonna move into some more fun categories. Special days. By special day, I mean, what is January 30th? Is there a special day that is associated with that? Let's go to Inane Answering Message Day.
What? Okay. Tell me about this.
You're going to like this. National Inane Answering Message Day is observed annually on January 30th to encourage people to remove silly, long, or annoying voicemail greetings. Introduced in 2001, this day aims to eliminate frustrating messages such as singing, toddlers, or false pickup style messages that waste callers' time.
Oh my God.
Did you know about
had
this?
I didn't know that this existed. Kind of glad it does. I did have one of these such inane answering messages on my answer phone when I was in high school. I had a couple of my buddies come over and we did a rap. The whole beatbox thing and all that kind of stuff. And my mom and I were we're very sorry, but we're not at home. So leave your message at the sound of the tone. I don't remember exactly how it all went, but it was.
This reminds me
cringe.
of a commercial I saw.
Oh, it was horrible cringe.
Was that something you could buy, like through a service, like you could get different answering machine messages for your phone?
Yeah, there was one where you can purchase like different celebrity voices.
That's right.
Leaving a message for you.
Oh,
I'm sure you could do the same thing now using Cameo or something like that.
I was about to say, I'm sure one of them was Grandpa Munster.
Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome.
I just feel like he was always looking for a buck back in the 80s, the actor or whatever. But
and nowadays, with mobiles, they tend to just go to an automatic,
not as much fun.
Yeah, well, but let's just get the message. What's interesting too now is someone leaves a message and you get a text with the text to speech of what someone said.
Yeah, I've gotten those actually with my voicemail. Yeah.
Well, and it's kind of like some of the comments here when people are using text to speech in chat. You're reading it and you're like, what are they saying? Oh, it's something else. It's a homophone of what they actually typed, of what the computer actually typed.
I see. Okay. But so yeah, if you have an inane answering machine message, this is the day you get rid of it.
See, and I had a tape of funny message. Could you see some kind of really weird, funny, outgoing message? We got your test results back. You might want to call us about that.
I actually had gotten some guys in trouble inadvertently. A friend of mine, he had 2 roommates, and he goes, would you record a message for us? And I'm like, okay, what? Like, I figured they wanted just a female voice on there or something, just the usual. You've reached this number. Please leave a message. They're not home right now. Whatever. And they're like, no, we want it to sound like really kind of creepy, scary. So they had heard me do like a little girl's voice before, and they're like, "We want you to do the little girl voice and make it sound like you're alone."
Oh,
so
God.
There's like, so the message was just something like, "Hello, is anyone there? Well, Mike and Jason and Bob aren't home, and I'm all alone here.
Oh, my God.
And like sound like I was crying and all that. The cops got called to their apartment thinking they had a little girl there alone.
Oh,
They
my
just
God.
Brilliant.
The message was up for like maybe 3 hours before they had to change it.
Oh, my God. Oh. Yeah, think it through a little bit, folks. Think it through.
That's just kind of funny, though. Like, I don't
Nate
know.
likes that. He's laughing.
There's a big scary man looking at me through the window. Like that's just.
Wow.
Yeah, they almost got arrested because of that.
Wow.
And I found out about it like the next day. They're like, "Oh my gosh, we almost got arrested because of the."
Not my fault. Not my
like,
problem. I did what you told me to
do it. And they're like, "Yeah, we get it," but it's like we didn't realize it was going to have that kind of an effect.
Deleted scenes. That's messed up. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm sure there's a lot of voice actors out there that have been okay. Whatever you want, it's on you.
Very funny.
I had no idea there was a National Answering Machine Message Day.
Yes. Well,
Jeez.
It's like this. Oh, look at this. Connie says, "Well, my parents had an answering machine at the time. We had several birds there. The birds would be they'd be on the recording. Yeah, because stuff gets in the background. It's like you got toddlers,
It's the plumber. He's come to fix the sink."
Really funny. All right, moving on to another day. National Croissant Day. Look at that.
You're kidding me. There's an actual crescent roll day?
Croissant.
It's a crescent roll. We're in America, man.
What's the French way of saying it? Croissant? Is that how you say it? Croissant. That's like Jim Carrey in The Mask when he was when the mask he put on his French persona like Pepe Le Pew, and he's like, I want to show you my croissant and spread your pâté.
Oh my God!
And then she knees him in the groin, and then he goes, "She is so sensitive," like his voice like goes down.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, National Croissant Day is observed annually on January 30th, a date that gives bakers, cafes, and food lovers the chance to honor the humble croissant. Whether it began as a fun food holiday, the celebration has grown as more people embrace the croissant's buttery layers and versatility in sweet and savory creations.
I gotta say, they really are yummy, and the kind of a pain in the ass to make those puff pastries.
I used to make the crescent rolls you got from Pillsbury. They're not quite the same as a regular croissant.
No, they're absolutely not.
They're not bad though.
You have to buy. They do make puff pastry. That you can buy in the store, which are okay, but yeah, it's kind of a pain.
But are you a fan?
But they're well, yeah. I mean, I've had them and I like them. I mean,
they make different flavors. They make chocolate chip ones. I think.
No, see, you
don't like it when they get weird. You want just the
I
regular.
don't need the flavors. If I'm gonna have it, I want it plain. And you don't even have to spread butter on it, because as the description here just said, those layers are all the way it's made is you roll out a very thin bread dough, and you fold in pats of butter in between. Roll it out again, put more butter, do another layer, flatten it out, so you've got butter bread. So it's a very buttery bread roll. Basically, you don't need to add more butter to it. They're actually really, really good.
They do at Cheddar's. If you go to Cheddar's, you get 2 croissants as an appetizer. They not even charge. They just give them to you, and they have honey butter a little bit on top. They're very good. Yeah.
Well, if that's the way they come, that's the way they come.
Fresh out of the oven. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. I thought I knew what croissants taste like before I went to France. My mind was blown. Ooh la la. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, are they? I guess they're different in France. I guess maybe they're more authentic. I would assume. I guess because that's their country, right? I mean, it's one of their dishes.
I'll
Right?
bet you that the bread mixture is probably different than what we would do here in America.
How about you, Netter? You like croissants?
I do. I haven't had one in a long time.
Yeah.
Though.
I've gotten. Sometimes you go to a restaurant and I would get like a shrimp salad, but it would be on a croissant roll instead of like a regular piece of bread. In fact, if you go to Chicken Salad Chick, you can get either it on white bread or a croissant. If you want to get the chicken salad on a croissant, you can do that. Yeah.
Nice.
Booger says surrender pastries.
I like a good pastry, and that's the thing about the croissant. Is it a pastry? Is it a bread? Is it somewhere in the middle? Maybe. What do you think?
It's a pastry.
Well, I'm not entirely certain that the two are mutually exclusive. Isn't bread a type of pastry? I mean, anything baked is a pastry, right?
Even has to have like fruit in it, right?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Or cinnamon.
Because I don't know.
Or icing or something.
You assume pastries are sweet, but that's not true either, because you could have a savory pie shell that would be considered to be a pastry.
Nate has an interesting comment there.
What's that?
Also, in France, you will never eat a croissant that is no more than an hour old. After an hour, it's bird food.
Oh, wow.
So they got to eat them right out of the oven. Okay. That makes sense, because when you get them at Cheddar's, they're kind of right out of the oven when they give them to you. Okay.
Yeah, because you don't want to steal croissant.
I guess not, but I don't know. I mean, they're not as good, I guess, if it's too long, but yeah.
Now you're making me hungry for crying out loud.
Sorry,
Let's move on
man.
to the next one. Let's move on to the next one.
Oh, this is our last one, but I have a way of filling in some time, because I could say what we missed earlier this week. World NTD Day, my favorite holiday.
Neglected topical diseases?
Diseases, yes. Day is an annual observance on January 30th dedicated to raising awareness, mobilizing action, and gaining support for the control, elimination, eradication of NTDs, which affect over 1 billion marginalized people globally. Are they talking about the quote-unquote global south? I don't know.
No, they just mean poor people.
Okay, highlighting the need for resources, political will, and community involvement to tackle these devastating diseases. The day serves as a rallying point commemorating key milestones like the first NTD roadmap launched in 2012 and the current one in 2021. Okay.
So what would be a neglected topical disease?
Bird flu?
Do you have any examples?
No, I mean, I tell you what, if you give me 2 seconds, I will look up the Wikipedia article.
Do the Google flu. That's fine.
All right.
I never heard of these. It sounds kind of funny. Like,
I don't. Well, I'm sure.
No,
it's
Boomer
bad.
is not mentally ill. I am mentally ill. Well,
no, I probably am. I probably am.
We need a cause to raise money for acne or something.
Well, I'm guessing it probably has something to do with like fungal infections and rashes and things like that.
Toe fungus.
Okay. Most commonly affected roles, most isolated. Okay. What are the diseases? I'm looking at the site here. Give me an example. I'm going to put in examples.
I mean, you actually have a great picture here of someone with some sort of an affliction of the eyelids.
That's what I'm assuming, yes.
That kind of, I can see it being a neglected topical disease. Yeah.
Let's see what Google. Okay, diseases elimination milestones. Trachoma, Pakistan, India, and Vietnam have validated the elimination of trachoma as a public health problem. What is trachoma?
We go from croissants to fungus.
Yes. Lymphatic filariasis. Brazil and Timor-Leste eliminated the disease, while India has treated 57 million people using triple drug therapy. What are these? Guinea worm. 3 Central African countries committed to eradicating
this
disease.
Parasite.
That looks horrible. I want to look that up now.
That's a good point. I immediately thought fungus. But parasites are probably another big one.
Ew.
Yeah. Let's see here, though. Guinea worm, dracunculiasis, is a parasitic infection from the guinea worm. A person becomes infected by drinking water contaminated with guinea worm larvae that reside inside copepods, a type of small crustacean. Stomach acid digests the copepod, and releases the guinea worm larva, which penetrates the digestive tract and escapes into the body. Around a year later, the adult female worm migrates to an exit site, usually the lower leg, and induces an intensely painful blister on the skin. Eventually, the blister bursts, creating a painful wound from which the worm gradually emerges over several weeks. The wound remains painful throughout the worm's emergence, disabling
I
the
would
affected
imagine it
person
would.
for the 3 to 10 weeks it takes the worm to emerge. The female worm releases larvae when the host submerges the wound in water and attempts to relieve the pain, thus continuing the life cycle. This is the most horrible thing I've ever read.
Yeah.
What is this?
But look carefully at that pic, says Booger. If they slip and turn on that lightsaber, it will go right through her brain. Yeah, but it'll kill whatever it is that's growing on her eye. That's for sure.
It's disgusting. Accounts consistent with Dracula, whatever the heck it is, appears to survive in documents from physicians of Greco-Roman antiquity. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, tuberculosis was widespread across much of Africa and South Asia, affecting as many as 48 million people per year. This is horrible.
Yep.
You gotta wait for this worm to crawl out of you for like over 3 weeks. If you try to do anything about it, it just makes it worse.
Wait till it submerges into water and we'll do this again.
Oh my goodness, there's a diagram. Oh, it goes into the gut. No. You know what? Let's not take for granted our water over here, unless you live in certain parts of the country like Flint.
You know what? You know what's actually a very good treatment for a lot of these parasites?
What?
Ivermectin.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
Hey.
What is that, sweetie?
Huh?
What is that you just said?
Ivermectin was something that was being considered for treatment during the COVID that they would.
I hear they use it on horses.
It's a horse thing. yeah, but it also has an impact on the immune system that helps not only with parasites but potentially viruses.
Did you ever see Russell Brand when he was on Bill Maher? He was calling out like the CNN or CNBC reporter on there for going after ivermectin, saying that everything you were saying about it being horse, that's all nonsense. It was fine, and that's why no one trusts the media. That's what he was.
The reason they needed to shut that down was because they couldn't have the pharmaceutical companies could not receive immunity if there was any other treatment that could be used, that was approved on the market, and they couldn't make money off of ivermectin. They needed you to pay for their experimental treatment. So that's why things went the way they did. And anyway.
See, I won't even get a flu shot now. Not that I've had one in years, but I won't get one because they've been sneaking in the COVID vaccine into the flu shots and giving you both at the same time. It's like, no, I don't want that crap in my body.
At this point, they bitched and moaned so much about us being anti-vaxxers. They made me a fucking anti-vaxxer. I will get no more vaccines for the rest of my life.
Well, plus the fact that the COVID vaccine would literally kill Troy because of his light infector 5.
Right. There was never any consideration for people that were already immunosuppressed, so should not be receiving any vaccines of any kind. That's deadly. The side effect causing blood clots should not be. I'm at high risk for blood clots, so I should not be taking it. I actually had one doctor say, "Well, but you're on blood thinners, so you're a perfect candidate." I'm like, "You're a fucking moron. I'm getting a new doctor."
Well, hopefully we won't see a repeat of that anytime soon. Famous last words, I'm sure.
They're already working on the next pandemic. I've already seen things in the news. But I just think that too many people are wide awake to what's been going on, and yeah, I think the best thing that could happen was that Robert Kennedy Jr. was put in charge of Health and Human Services, and has been backing up everything he said with actual science and research. You can't argue with it anymore. I'm sorry, you just can't. You know, pulling us out of the World Health Organization is big.
Yeah, because those guys are
get us out of
nuts.
NATO too. Get us out of all of that stupid bullshit. It's just anyway. But that's all, folks.
No, it did end a little earlier than I expected, but I can talk to you maybe about some of the things that we missed over the last week. Let's see anything earlier this week.
Well, you did point out
Donna Reed's birthday anniversary. There you go. Okay.
Who's
Donna Reed?
Donna Reed.
She had her birthday on January 27th. Let's see. What's the 29th?
Well, we did point out that today, this day in history, literally, the Epstein files were apparently released. Fucking finally.
Let's see. Birthday.
Despite pay Pam Bondi's best efforts.
Actually, I should look at tomorrow, as we are probably going to be heading there soon. What do we have tomorrow? Give me a moment. I'll find something nice. Space milestone, Apollo 14, U.S., January 31st, 1971. Launch date of Apollo 14. 5 days later, on February 5th, astronauts Alan B. Shepard Jr. and Edgar D. Mitchell landed on the moon. Lunar module Antares. Command module Kitty Hawk was piloted by Stuart A. Roos. Pacific splashdowns on February 9th. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. Birthdays tomorrow. Kelly Lynch of Drugstore Cowboy, and I notice I don't put Roadhouse under her credits.
That's where I remember her from.
Justin Timberlake is also, his birthday is tomorrow. Look at that, huh?
Wasn't he a Backstreet Boy or something like that?
I think so.
Or One Direction or something like
and
that.
NSYNC was the other one I think of, but yeah. And Kerry Washington, actress from she was in the movie Ray, remember? About the singer.
Don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Let's see. Tomorrow is National Preschool Fitness Day. January 31st, daycare centers throughout the U.S., a day promoting healthy lifestyle habits and physical education and healthy eating in preschool children. Annually, the last Friday in January. There you go. You excited about that?
I'll tell you, I remember my grade school gym classes. It was Mr. McLinn, very, very. He was first generation Irish descent here in the United States. He was the custodian at my Catholic grade school.
Mm-hmm.
He was the gym teacher, and he was also a deacon in the church.
Okay.
And he would have us do calisthenics every day I don't remember how often we had gymnastics, but he would have us do calisthenics, and we would do calisthenics to a particular record sung by Robert Preston called Chicken Fat. You can look it up. It's on
Chicken
YouTube.
Fat?
It was called Chicken Fat. Yes. And it was a song done by Robert Preston specifically at the request of the Department of Health back in the 60s, specifically to do calisthenics to. Yeah, look it up. This song is still burned into my head, and I remember doing the toe touches and the deep knee bends and the push-ups and the dead cockroach. Oh, I remember the dead cockroach. The dead cockroach was the 70s kids version of The closest thing I could analogize to it today would be doing planks. If you've ever done planks,
Yeah, they weren't that bad.
it's kind of like that, doing the dead cockroach.
What did they call it when I did it for gym class now?
What's that?
The what is it, being on your back, right, and pushing your feet and arms up? Is that what you're thinking of?
Yep, that's a dead cockroach, right?
I don't know. We used to have this thing actually where we would put our feet up and they would have the teacher would throw like one of those dodgeballs. We'd have to try and kick it up in the air while we were in that position.
Wow, that's like advanced. Yeah,
it was fun actually. I kind of liked it when we did that. But I'm trying to think though. We already did National Croissant Day. Let's see. Norman Mailer birth anniversary.
That's fair. That's fair.
Belligerent and egotistical, he became an intellectual lightning rod with his emphasis on sex and violence. Okay. In 1955, he co-founded the Village Voice, the nation's first alternative news weekly. He twice ran for mayor of New York. Yeah, he was author of 12 novels. He won the Pulitzer Prize for Armies of the Night, 1967.
Yep.
Ooh, what's Armies of the Night? Is that about gangs?
I have no idea.
Okay,
no idea.
Because that was the trailer for the Warriors. These are the armies of the night. Remember the Warriors?
I do remember. I do remember. We did a watch party on.
We did.
Big House
Phantasm and the Warriors. I thought they were. They came out the same year, and I like the fact one was in the city and the other was basically in suburbia, right, or the middle America. So what you had to deal with when you were living in 1979.
Michael Beck, right?
Yeah, he was the head of the Warriors after Cleon basically got beaten to death by the Gramercy Riffs because they thought he was the one that murdered their leader, even though he had nothing to do with it. It was those nuts.
Yep.
But I don't know. I'm trying to think. Brexit anniversary. United Kingdom leaves the European Union. That's
yes. When Britain had a moment of clarity. Exactly.
Samuel Goldwyn death anniversary. He's big in movies. Remember?
Yep.
He was a Samuel Goldwyn production.
I do remember.
Zane Grey birth anniversary. What was he? American dentist and prolific author of Tales of the Old West. Oh, yes. Okay. He wrote the novelist Rider of the Purple Sage. 1912 was the most popular of his Westerns. There you go. So, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
But we don't need to stretch it out. We could
we're going to stretch it. We're going to talk about this for another hour. I'm going to look through the whole year.
No, we can end a little bit early. That's fine. I've got a lot of rum in me. I am pretty loaded. So we should. And I do have to take Netter shopping tomorrow in inclement weather, so I'm okay with ending it a little early. I hope everyone has learned something today. A little bit of history.
Yeah, weird diseases. You.
I didn't like that worm thing. That freaked me out. I don't like it.
It was good that you did that at the end because it got everyone's mind off the beheadings. That was
the fact you can drink some water and this thing will start growing in you. When I joke about the scary stories that tell in the dark and you get tapeworms, all this other nonsense. No, there really is horrible stuff out there in the world that will mess you up.
Then there's the worm that you can contract by being up to your waist in a river. Goes up the canal there.
Oh, you mean if you pee, right, and it travels up your pee stream?
You don't even necessarily have to pee. It'll find its way.
That was funny on one of the episodes of the Venture Brothers. The villain, the monarch, that's always bothering them. He was like, this parasite will swim up and eat your gonads. And then Dr. Fringe's like, there is no such thing. And he was just being belligerent. That was a funny show on Cartoon Network. It was was making fun of Johnny Quest among other things.
Why after tonight's stream am I thinking about that internet meme? Dumb ways to die, dumb ways to die. Is anybody watching Fallout? This season they've introduced the what is it called? Death Claw.
Oh.
Guys, I'm playing Fallout 4. Those death claws are no joke. They seem nasty in the show. The show doesn't even cover it. I had full armor with a repeating one of those spin. I'm just firing off blast after blast. It's coming from. It's a quarter of a mile away, running at me down the street,
These
and I'm
monsters?
and it's just getting pissed. It's just getting pissed.
That sounds unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm actually probably gonna I'm only in the second chapter of. I may just start the whole fucking thing over again, to be honest with you. Hey everybody, says Keely Chow on the other side of the international date line. Good midday from Hong Kong. Welcome. What's going on? We've just been talking about horrendous ways to die, beheadings, parasites, and all kinds of terrible things. We were talking about the Vietnam War. It's been a fun stream. It really has.
You know what you should have after the stream? You should have some ice cream, and you should have rum raisin. That's a joke.
Actually, I haven't had rum raisin since I was a kid. Ooh, that sounds good. Alexa, add rum raisin ice cream to the shopping list.
Just thinking about it.
Rum raisin ice cream is now on the shopping list.
They don't sell it anywhere.
Well, I'll look for it. And
There's rum in it.
Booger says, remember Faces of Death? Yes, we do. And we'll be talking about that on Sunday, right?
Not for good old days, but we have an update because apparently Faces of Death is coming
not
back.
Not for good old days.
I'm not doing that for good old days. We'll talk
Faces
about
of
it.
Death does not work for good old days.
We'll talk about it on Sunday.
I just looked it up. You can buy Haagen-Dazs rum raisin ice cream at Meijer.
Well,
there we go.
Shows what I know. Okay, all right.
You can also get the brand Turkey Hill, Neil's Sweet and Nice, and Carsdale.
Turkey Hill is a good brand. I've heard they're good. At least I don't know if I've ever had them. Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Oh, let's put this effort to bed. So for some of you later tonight, for some of the rest of you tomorrow night on Big Al Presents Films with Friends, Hellboy by Guillermo del Toro. Sunday is the busy day. I will be with Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips over on his Rumble channel watching Tron Ares.
Ooh.
I'll give my honest opinion, which I won't know until I actually watch it. Of course, Geeky Geezers, you have any teasers for Geeky Geezers you want to share?
Yeah, we're going to be talking a bit about maybe a possible Disney president leaving. We're also going to be talking about Scream 7, which is getting some buzz. We'll see if it's going to live up to the hype, but and I'm sure there were other things. The return of the Muppet Show. So I suspect we'll probably do the Muppet Show for good old days. Spoiler alert. Okay.
In reference to Tron Ares, Geek Flag with Nate No says, Troy, my condolences. Yes, I'm sure that's one of the Faces of Death.
Oh, Faces of Death.
Monday, I don't remember if I had what I had planned for movie night. I'll have to take a look at that. I might just pull a weird one. I might just come up with something that none of y'all have ever heard of, and just kind of throw it at you. But if you're curious what it's going to be, and you're not a member, maybe consider becoming a member. You can become a member for as little as $2. You can gift a membership to someone else for as little as $5. But something to think about for Monday. Of course, Tuesday you saw the promos. You know what we got coming up. But what you didn't see in the promos, because I haven't put a promo together yet for it. On Thursday, you have a special guest on Thursday, another author, as I recall.
Yes, Charlotte Nightstar, the werewolf, should be joining us, and we're just going to talk about how far she's gotten on the book she was writing last time she was on, because we know for writers it is a process, and it does take a long time to get all those thoughts onto paper. So we're going to see where she's at and go from there.
And so Nate is suggesting that we do Federation February. No, for what is it? First Contact Day.
Oh, right.
First Contact Day is actually April 5th. And the Federation charter was signed in October.
Oh.
What is February? February is,
I don't know.
Valentine's Day comes up.
I don't know why we were thinking Federation for February other than just the alliteration. But I do think that the first Klingon episode was aired in February. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I've got still about a week or so to consider that. But anyway, I'm fading fast. There's only 10 minutes, and we may as well just wrap this up. Any last thoughts, words, comments before we end this thing? Boomer?
Drink bottled water when in Africa, perhaps, or at least certain parts of Africa.
I would suggest doing that whenever you travel. That's actually not a bad idea. Netter, thoughts, words?
Well, of course, I think y'all are absolutely wonderful, and you are totally Osmo. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for encouraging all of us with your presence. Thank you for the super chats, Nate. And just for being a part of our family. You guys are totally Osmo. Remember to keep warm. If you go outside, you want to bundle. Wear double gloves. Wear double socks. Make sure that you are fully covered. You do not want to get sick. It's awfully cold out there. Nate, stay off that leg. Let that knee heal.
Yep.
Take some, get some more honey, lemon, and ginger so you can combat that cold you got going on there. Basically just take care of y'all because you're a family. We care about you. We don't want you to be sick or injured. Make sure that you rest up. And as Troy says in his noontime streams, make sure you stay hydrated. Drink bottled water.
Hail hydration.
Yeah.
Hail
After
hydration.
The stories about drinking water, drink bottled water. We usually drink distilled here. Or in my case, I drink the bottle or the cans of seltzer water.
Absolutely.
But until next time, good night and God bless.
Thank you, everyone. You guys really are the best. I super appreciate every single one of you. This is what I love doing because you have encouraged me to do this thing. And I hope that I am more entertaining than the bumble fracks in Hollywood. Doing our own thing, trying to make up for the idiocy that we are seeing in the entertainment industry. Thank you, everyone, for making my week. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. Get healthy if you're not healthy. Stay hydrated. Drink responsibly. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, for me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we